someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but, Crawford's very, very, very good.
You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow, over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself.
You're not going to beat Canelo, not unless, over time, Canelo somehow beats himself. That was the sentiment echoed as Canelo fired back at Terence Crawford during a heated press event. He didn't hold back, saying Crawford isn't on his level. Canelo also criticized fighters who just try to survive the full 12 rounds instead of going toe-to-toe and giving fans a real show. In his view, that overly cautious style ruins the entertainment and leads to dull performances. Kell Brook, who has shared the ring with both Crawford and elite punchers like Gennady Golovkin, gave a blunt warning about the upcoming showdown. According to Brook, this is an entirely new challenge for Crawford. He explained that Canelo's technique and ring IQ are on another level compared to anyone Crawford has ever faced. While Crawford is known for his slickness and speed, Canelo brings power, adaptability, and elite fight instincts, a completely different beast.
It's a wow fight, It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other, but you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone at, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's okay, but when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but, Crawford's very, very, very good.
Do you think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the.
Brook continued by stressing how Canelo's ability to adapt mid-fight and physically dominate sets him apart. He warned that dealing with someone as strong and unpredictable as Canelo requires not just skill, but a special kind of mindset and extreme preparation. Brook made it clear, this isn't just another welterweight for Crawford. It's a whole new animal. Based on what Canelo brings to the ring, Brook believes the matchup strongly favors the Mexican superstar.
The legs to be maybe outmoving Canelo if he needs to.
Well, I don't know, I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more, he kind of sets his feet and he's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience and just his ring generalship, he's got confidence, he's big.
Legendary boxing analyst Jim Lampley has also backed Canelo Álvarez to win over Terence Crawford. While he acknowledged that Crawford is an elite talent with a remarkable resume, Lampley believes Canelo's combination of experience, power, and ring intelligence gives him a major edge. Canelo's track record across multiple weight divisions and his success against top-tier opponents, Lampley argued, speaks volumes. He pointed to Canelo's exceptional timing, pacing, and control in the ring, qualities that could set the rhythm of the fight. According to Lampley, Canelo's sharp defense and precise counterpunching could frustrate and limit Crawford's offense. His overall breakdown painted a clear picture: even against someone as skilled as Crawford, Canelo just might have too many tools in his arsenal.
He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow, over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here,
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth.
Terence Crawford's resume makes a strong case for his elite status in boxing. He has consistently displayed incredible skill, power, and adaptability throughout his career, firmly placing himself among the sport's best. Yet, there's a strange contradiction in how fans perceive his style. Within boxing circles, his technique and ring IQ are widely praised. However, casual viewers often overlook them, favoring fighters with flashier, more aggressive approaches. Crawford's method is rooted in control, sharp counterpunching, and intelligent pressure. Though highly effective, some critics label it as boring because it lacks the chaotic brawls fans sometimes crave. This gap between effectiveness and spectacle means Crawford's true genius isn't always recognized by mainstream audiences.
Crawford, on the other hand, he has been walking down his fighters, and people don't see that but me. For some reason, when I had that tape, people were screaming cat. And it's like David Evanesian, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Gamboa, a meme machine. Even against Madrimov, the way he won the fight was by fighting. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather sticking. This guy has been too athletically gifted, and I mean explosive, hard punching, and too strong for his ops. When he's in orthodox, he boxes more. When he switches, he becomes a puncher. And now he's coming out southpaw. He ends you. He is not, you gotta watch him fight. He does do athletic things where his hands and his feet work together and he catches you for sure. But what he mostly do is he punishes and he bullies his op because he walks you down and whips your ass. He's an ass whip.
Boxing trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre offers a different perspective. While he praises Canelo Álvarez, he firmly believes Crawford's ringcraft gives him the edge. Bomac respects Canelo as a world-class fighter but argues that Crawford's timing, footwork, and strategic approach are superior. He also highlighted Crawford's intense focus and mental preparation for big fights, noting that he always shows up fully locked in. According to Bomac, that mental discipline, combined with Crawford's technical arsenal, allows him to control the tempo and confuse his opponents. While Canelo's strength and experience remain dangerous, Bomac believes this won't be a war of brute force. It could be a clash of high-level boxing IQ.
Hope that Crawford didn't get any ideas from Skull. I don't think he did. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
How does weight play a part in that fight?
Oh, what?
How does weight play a part in that fight, do you feel?
Weight?
Weight. The size difference.
Oh, no, I don't think that doesn't, like you saw today, the guy was like, I don't know how much taller. It didn't really play into it either. But Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and you saw today when they did the face-off in the ring, they're virtually height-wise, they are virtually the same. Crawford might even be a little bit taller, but when you look at Canelo, the way he's built, his legs, his shoulders, his neck, that is why he's never been hurt. And he's never been hurt fighting fighters at a substantially higher weight, substantially bigger than him, and they still couldn't hurt him. Yeah. And then you look at Crawford, who is a smaller guy, is moving up 2 weight classes, tried at 154, barely won, couldn't hurt Madrimov, and now he's going to go against the guy with the best chin in the sport. You know, that's why probably odds maker have Canelo as a favorite. But having said all of that, Crawford is just a hell of a fighter. I was there when he fought, I was ringside when he fought Spence.
Canelo Álvarez's longtime business manager, credited with guiding one of boxing's most lucrative careers, recently spoke about Canelo's physical advantages going into the fight. He emphasized that Canelo's build is uniquely suited to absorb punches and reduce damage, an edge that has helped him prevail in high-risk matchups.
Álvarez. It was interesting to see the comments from Canelo on how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career. I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from the critics who never gave him credit, but it almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought was a no-name. But I'm gonna tell you like this, what Crawford said. Well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say this is a possible task for, but for Crawford, because of his pound-for-pound abilities, and apparently no rehydration clause. Am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, hey, why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test ourselves.
Look, I appreciate you taking this time. We don't get to speak all the time, so it's good to get you over here, and maybe we catch up later in fight week, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Expanding on those comments, the manager explained how Canelo's body type, stamina, and defensive reflexes have protected him even against hard-hitting opponents. This natural toughness is being seen as a major advantage, especially when facing someone like Crawford, who is smaller and considered less physically dominant. The manager also pointed to Crawford's recent performances, suggesting he may not possess the physical tools to handle Canelo's rugged strength and durability.
The way he just totally neutralized Spence's strengths was absolutely, it was breathtaking to watch this. So Crawford is a very skilled fighter, very smart fighter, but again, he's never fought anybody like Canelo. You look at Canelo's resume. Canelo fought, now it's 21 former or current world champions. There's only 2 fighters in the history of boxing who have more than that. One of them is Floyd Mayweather with 24, and the other one is Manny Pacquiao with 23. And he's the only active fighter who fought so many world champions. So I think experience will play a big factor as well. You look at Canelo's resume, but it is, I think, the biggest fight that can be made. I think it's the biggest fight the sport has seen going back to as long as I can remember. I think it's just simple. And I've done some big fights with Floyd Mayweather, and I did Floyd Mayweather and Canelo. I promoted that, so I think this one is bigger.
Most experts agree, Terence Crawford is a top-tier boxer with world-class skills and exceptional fight IQ. Still, his next challenge is no easy task. He's stepping up in weight to face Canelo Álvarez, a fighter many rank among boxing's all-time greats. Analysts expect Crawford to stick to his trademark style, precision, timing, and ring control, since deviating too much, especially while moving up in weight, could prove risky. Adapting to the added weight while facing a bigger, more seasoned opponent adds another layer of complexity. The key, they say, will be whether Crawford can remain disciplined and execute his game plan without exposing himself to danger.
Beat Canelo Álvarez, we need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. Well, both can have a bit of similarities. The speed, reflexes, technical prowess, IQ, timing, counterpunching, lateral movement. It's just too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own success in September. And then you have Dimitri. The speed, the technical prowess, the IQ, the length is too much. So essentially, Terence Crawford is going to have to beat Canelo in a way that nobody has ever beaten him or gave him any issues in. I'm gonna tell you exactly how Crawford's gonna fight. He's gonna fight like his damn self. It's too late in his career to change up the game plan. It's too late in his career for him to want to change up the game plan coming to a fight of this magnitude with a style he's never fought before. That will be a recipe for disaster. He's gonna be more than likely off the back foot. He's gonna be looking for counter shots. And I think there will be a point in this fight where he's simply just trying to survive. I like Crawford. He's an amazing pound for pound fighter. A different animal at 168. This is one of the greatest of all time. I see win scenarios for him, but I don't see him being realistic. I can see him fighting off the back foot, using his speed, timing, and feet to stay away from Canelo, but that's very, very, very unlikely, damn near impossible.
Nico Ali Walsh, rising boxing prospect and fight analyst, shared his view on the upcoming clash, calling it a very close fight. He noted that Crawford has recently been sparring with heavyweights, proving he can hold his own against bigger men, an important step toward closing the size gap with Canelo. This preparation could prove crucial. According to Walsh, Crawford has taken real steps to adjust to the challenge by training with larger partners and sharpening his tools. He believes this is a true coin flip fight where both fighters have a legitimate shot at victory. With such distinct styles and strengths, there's no clear favorite.
Team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything you know, he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow boxing.
Hall of Fame trainer Teddy Atlas also weighed in with a fair and thoughtful breakdown of the matchup. He acknowledged Canelo's size, strength, and toughness, but didn't overlook Crawford's finesse, intelligence, reflexes, and hunger. Atlas described the bout as a collision between muscle and mastery, where raw power meets polished technique. He emphasized that this won't be decided by talent alone. It will come down to who can best execute their game plan under pressure. In his view, it's a true 50-50th fight, with both men having strong and credible paths to victory.
Come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." You know, but who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. You know, a unified champion that he's been. You know, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older.
That wraps it up for today's breakdown. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.